I am talking about my trip from Monrovia to Lola with the aim of going to Conakry to see Titi Camara to convey to him the content of my dream, a dream that I have had since 2005. It has been 15 years now that I dreamed of Titi Camara and Josh Weir. I was very tired of the message that was conveyed to me. I avoided it, but impossible. So I got up from Monrovia to come to Lola to inquire with Lola's Football Federation to inform me of Titi Camara's exact situation. This is how I spent 2 days in Lola. I met with the president of the Lola District Football Federation in the presence of Greater Gaza. I informed them of my situation so that they could give me the contact of Titi Camara or a person very close to Titi Camara who can put me in direct contact with Titi Camara. He told me that this is not a problem, that precisely all the football district presidents were called to go to Conakry for a meeting, and he saw himself with Titi Camara. He did not know, not otherwise he would take Titi Camara's number. However, he will find someone to whom I can meet Titi Camara without any problem. That even his little brother is in Conakry, but he is in briefing on football matters. But he will find me someone who can allow me to meet Titi Camara in person. This is how he gave me the number of Danfote, a former football players of Lola. I want them not to choose a man who can make me turn without making me meet Titi Camara. He said not to worry, that the person he chose is well placed. 3 days before my departure, I made a spiritual retreat from my departure so that God the Almighty could help me facilitate my outward and return journey and allow me to reach the goal of my journey, which is to transmit the message from Titi Camara and return to me. 3 days before my departure, I called the correspondent of Grand Casa in Conakry by the name of Danfote to explain that I received his number through Grand Casa, that I have a message or dream for Titi Camara that I must pass on. He told me that it is not a problem, that God's willing, I will see Titi Camara. In the spiritual retreat I made, I saw a different dream. I had come to pray in a mosque in Lola, the 2 p.m. prayer. I met Titi Camara. I greeted him saying, "Assalamu alaikum." It was as if someone had told him about me. He was not happy when he saw me. I greeted him again, "Assalamu alaikum." He did not answer me. When he wanted to go into the mosque, I said that I had come to see you. In reply, "There is a problem in Malinke." That's how he came into the mosque and sat at the door and barred me from entering, saying, "I am not going." There were 2 people in the mosque who said to take his foot off the road so I could get him. I said again that I came to see you, that I had a dream about you, and I have to pass the content to you. He told me no, that where are my parents? I said to myself, instead of asking my parents, let me tell you the reason for my present. The sea gentleman begged him again to take his foot off the road. He categorically refused. Just like in my spiritual retreat, when I left for Conakry, the bazant he wore was a sin, and things turned exactly out as my spiritual retreat. As soon as I returned to Conakry on March 19 at 6:30 a.m., Danfote went to meet me at the station. I told him to send me directly to Titi Camara. It was a Wednesday. He told me to sleep, that the next day we will go to Titi Camara's. In the meantime, he made phone calls which made me understand that he was not so well informed about Titi Camara's situation. It put me off a little, but I had faith in God, saying that it is God who sent and it is He who will help me. I said the purpose of my present Conakry that I came to see Titi Camara for a dream that never ceases to tire me. He told me that he understood that he has a friend who is very close to Titi Camara, that he is going to put him in touch with me. We slept the next day. That Father called one of his little ones who play in the Guinea second division. He came to get me and we went to Titi Camara. Arrived there, the graduate that had gone to upstate, so we walked through the gate for about 30 minutes before he came to offer us the gate. Le Petit de Danfolo told the graduate in Susu that I came from Liberia to meet Titi Camara. The guard replied that I am for Titi Camara. I said that I am not a member of his family, that I came from Liberia to meet him because of a dream that I had concerning him, that it is neither for money nor for other things. He asked for my ID card and my phone number. I handed them over. The little Susu who came to accompany me, I did not want to detain him any longer, so I gave the sum of 15,000 Guinea francs to the little one and I told him to leave. I had 6 hours of time at the gate. A little while later, there is a vehicle which exists. I asked him if it is Titi Camara, which existed. The window was mounted. He told me no, that Titi Camara existed, that it is not his car. Always I here at the gate until the prayer time of 2 p.m. After the prayer, I saw the same car coming by. Directly I approached the car and indeed it was Titi Camara. He rolled down the window. I greeted him by saying Assalamu alaikum. He did not answer me. He told me that there is a problem in Madinka. I said that I came from Liberia expressly for you, for a dream that I keep having and it tires me enormously. So I have come to convey this message to you. He told me no. I smiled. He told me where your parents are. Okay, wait for me. He came into his car and he never came out. I asked the guy who had returned to his little house that I came to send him a message. He refuses to listen to me. He told me he was coming back. I see more is that you have him forwarded my message. He replied yes. I sat for quite a while. He did not come back. I told the security guard that there is no problem, that he did not receive. Here is my business card. I am neither a villain or an opportunist. I just came to send him the message that was sent to me in a dream, as I did not receive. Give him a business card. If he reaches, he can call me afterward. I also took the number of the security agent. Sometimes after he came back, I asked him if he handed it my business card. He replied no, and yet I handed it over to you to hand it. Please hand it over. He said he will put it back. He left. Shortly after, he came back with a sum of 100,000 Guinea francs, telling me that it was Titi Camara who sent him to hand deliver the message to me. I said that I did not come here for a problem of money. I left all my family in Liberia and paid for the transport of all the risks to come here to convey the message. He ignores the contents of the message, that I will convey it. If he knew he would receive me without problem, we gave him his money back. I took the picture of the money. Back home, I gave the report to Danfode who told me to stay at least a week. I handed my business card to Titi Camara, who could be called in the event sample. I can return to Liberia. It is while waiting that COVID-19 has disrupted the whole program, as a decision had been taken to close the exits and re-entry of Conakry. So the next day, I took the trip back. I thank the good Lord who facilitated my trip there and back. Ladies and gentlemen, good listeners, if you've been listening to my story that I was reading, this is the dream that I've been having for this gentleman by the name of Titi Camara. So I urge you to listen to it keenly and understand and digest what exactly is in the contents of this dream. So by one day, I'm praying to God so that one day I can meet Titi Camara. And by God's will, inshallah, I'll meet him one day. Thank you ever so much for your good listening.